Hello, I'm Matt Parrott, a Chartered Tax Advisor with Tax Shop Accountants in Wellington. Today's topic, a brief look at stamp duty land tax, in particular with regard to the additional 3% duty being levied on residential properties. So basically, for this to apply, for the 3% to apply, there are four things that must occur with the purchaser. So you must be buying a residence to start with. That residence, or your share of that residence, must be at least £40,000. There has to be an interest in a property, and it's not, so there has to be an interest in a property that you already own, rather. So, i.e. you already have a property and you're buying another property. And lastly, number 4, it's not a replacement home. So those are the four factors where the extra 3% duty can be levied. So it's getting very expensive to buy second properties, very expensive. Clients are coming to me asking for ways around this. There aren't many ways around this, unfortunately. There's a couple of little loopholes. I'll come into one of them at the end of the main points here. People ask me, can I buy through a limited company? Will that avoid the extra 3% duty? The answer is no. It can actually make it worse. The 3% duty is there, extra duty. However, if you buy one over 500,000 through a company, there's another tax to consider. So the company, it just doesn't help buying a property, a residential property, through a company. People wonder whether there's any benefit for married couples. No, not really. The taxman sees you as the same. You have one family home between you. So you can't do this each. You can't each try and avoid the extra stamp duty. They're not going to allow it. I mean, the way it works is the solicitors are so strict in what they'll allow that they fill in the stamp duty forms when they're doing the conveyancing. So, it will be quite hard work to tell a solicitor. And a lot of the solicitors don't know that much about it anyway, from my experience. But, it's a tough business. They'll generally opt to charge you the extra 3%. Now, there are situations when you can get a refund. So, when you buy this second property, let's say, for example, you've already got a home and you buy a new home, if you can afford to do that. So you buy this new home and you're going to get charged on the completion statement the extra 3% stamp duty. So you're going to pay it whatever if you've already got a home. However, if at the time you buy that new property, two things are in place. One, you intend for the new home that you just bought to actually be your home. So the intention is that you're going to live in it when you buy this second property, even though you haven't sold the first. So that's the first, there's that intention. So you have to prove that. And the solicitors, when you come to make your claim, they'll ask you for evidence. They want to know that that's actually the case before they tick the box for you. Secondly, you have to actually sell your old home within 3 years of buying the second home. So it's no good just saying, well, I'm going to make a principal private resident election and have two and reclaim the duty. It doesn't work like that. So you have the intention and then you have to sell within the 3 years of buying it. Then you'll get a refund of the 3%. Buying jointly, well, again, that can be quite tricky because the four items that I mentioned in the beginning can apply to either of you. So if either of you has a current interest in a property and you're buying something, a residential property for 40,000 or more, and it's not a replacement property, so if either of you has a buy-to-let, for example, or a residence, you're going to get caught. They don't divide it by two. It's not 50% of the duty. So if you've got joint buyers, you've got to look at each of the joint buyers and see if they qualify or not, or don't qualify. So it's very, very tricky. So this is just a brief outline of this extra duty. It's very complicated. I don't like it much. It's very unfair. There's a real lack of knowledge from solicitors in this area. A lot of them actually ask me what I think about it, which is ridiculous because they're charging the fees for it. Anyway, there's a little example here where the order of buying your property could save you a lot of money. Right, so in both examples, you sell your home. And with that money, let's say you sell something in London for £1 million, and with that money you want to buy 2 new homes in the country where it's a lot cheaper. So and the 2 homes you want, one is a new home, and number 2 is a buy-to-let, an investment flat or something like that. Let's say it's a flat, for example. So with that money, you're going to buy a home and a flat to rent out. Which way do you do it? Well, if you buy your new home first, there'll be no 3% duty. If you then go and buy your flat after that date, there will be a 3% duty on the flat. So you're losing out on the 3% on the flat. However, if you buy the flat first, there won't be any duty on that flat because you don't have any residential interest at that time. Then you come to buy your home and you will get that free of duty as well, because that should qualify as a replacement of your main residence. So potentially by doing that the right way round, you will be saving a 3% stamp duty land tax charge on the cost of the flat that you buy. Thank you very much.